Cold weather, winter. There's two parts of cold weather. There is the actual temperature, which once you get below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, really starts to affect how you feel. And then there's the sunlight exposure. Sunlight provides vitamin D, which is an essential element of human health and human energy. So whether we're talking about sunlight or actual temperature, and there's a connection there, but the overall winter months, the cold months of the year, they basically make you have less energy, and less energy equates to a less desire to go outside, less desire to do things. You're in hibernation mode. Animals hibernate in the winter months. And the temperature can restrict you, not just psychologically, but also physically, logistically. Weather, temperature, because there's two parts of a cold winter. It's temperature and sun exposure. Because if the sun is out and it's shining and there's low wind, you can make 40, 50 degrees Fahrenheit work. It's not going to be summer, but you can make it work. But once you lose the sun, if it's cloudy, and the northern hemisphere in the winter months, you have low levels of sun exposure. And so you got low levels of sun, you got low levels in the temperature, and you have these two factors that make the winter a hibernation environment, a low energy environment, and some restrictions around activities you can do because of actual temperature. And so we're talking about losing 6 to 8 months out of the year with regards to outdoor activities, with regards to high energy, high inspiration. The weather is not the end all be all to everything, because certainly there's indoor sports. I tried to convince myself for years, growing up in New Jersey, and when you're young, you make it work that, you play indoors, indoor basketball, there's indoor swimming things, there's indoor stuff, indoor batting cages. And yeah, you can have fun, but you don't have any sun. You don't have the temperature. Yeah, you got climate control with heating. You have lights in a gymnasium, but you're not outdoors. Okay. And as I get older, and as I've gotten older, it's such a priority to have sun exposure and a warmer climate temperature-wise, and that's why I moved to Florida. Because the bottom line sales pitch is every year of your life, you lose half your life when you're in this hibernation mode. And even to get yourself motivated to go to the gym, to go outside, it's so psychologically and physically challenging because the cold weather psychologically and physically restricts you. And even now, like I'm in New Jersey visiting my mother for the fall, and it's at night, it's dipping into the 50s, and there's low sun exposure, and I feel the energy soaked out of my body. It's nice to experience fall temperatures. It's cozy for sleeping. But remember, when the climate suits sleeping, you're basically hibernating. Sleep is the cousin of death, like Nas told us. And guys and girls, I don't take naps, and I don't want to live in a climate, where it's basically all you could do is hibernate. Okay. And I don't want to have to wear 5 layers of clothes to go to an indoor sporting event or go exercise, or I don't want the wind blowing my car doors shut. Nah, Florida for the win. I want to tell you, sell, liquidate Florida for the win. You're going to lose another year of your life this winter. I feel it in my bones. You know how old people say that when you get older, you can feel the cold temperature, you can feel it in your bones? I feel it already in October with the highs are still in the low 70s. But the lows, in the 50s or so, and you got a cloudy day. It's depression zone. It's hibernation zone. Nah. This is why. Never forget, in the summer, the winter comes unless you live in Florida. Florida is the warmest state in the entire United States of America in the winter. And everyone gets excited in the summer and even in the beginning of the fall. They go, oh, New Jersey's not that bad. Or you put your state, because again, most states in the winter, even Arizona, are not as warm as Florida. And so everyone gets all excited in the summer and go, yeah, like winter comes. The only light of hope is Florida. Because without sun, without heat, all you have is hibernation. You don't have vitamin D, okay? You don't have a temperature that will enhance daily activities. You have this cloudy, dreary, cold, life-sucking environment of whatever state you live in other than Florida. And my message in this video, okay, as I sit here and I can feel this in my bones, I feel cold weather. It's like 50 degrees, cloudy at night here in New Jersey, and it excites me to go back down to Florida. I'll be back down in Florida in a couple weeks or sooner. We'll see. I want to tell you buy your home base in Florida and you take a vacation in the fall, and then you come back to Florida and you remember you're in the best place. As of now, things can change in the future. As of right now, the best place. Okay. Not talking about the politics. I'm talking about straight weather, climate. Okay. Now, people who grow up in Florida, they don't like Florida. Why? Some of them don't. Why? Because they may have not had the same economic opportunities, and Florida for them, if you grow up with something, you want to experience something different. And then they go to some godforsaken place, and they like it for a little bit, and then they don't want to move back to Florida because Florida is the parent that brought them up, and they don't want to visit their parents again because they basically said, I'll make it without you. And I don't blame them. But I could tell you this, guys, I've spent enough of my years. I spent over 30 years, dealing with winters. So if you moved out of Florida in your 30s, you can spend the rest of your life somewhere else, and I'll be in Florida. What are we talking about now, guys? We're talking about it's about to be winter soon. And if you didn't get your house on the market yet, I sold my house in December. Why? Because when I got back from Florida, not the first time, after several trips, I said, this is it. I'm not coming back up here every year. I'm done. I'm done with New Jersey. And again, just about weather, climate, sun exposure, nothing to do with politics, nothing to do with anything else. And I remember a real estate agent saying, well, you may want to wait until after Christmas to list your house because not too many people buy houses during the holiday season. And I interviewed another real estate agent, and I hired her. Because don't forget, the real estate agent doesn't decide your life. You do. They work for you. And you know what I told her? I said, all right, I'll call you back if I'm interested in having you list my house. And what I tell you guys, I listed my house 2 weeks before Christmas. Okay. And I had it under contract 2 weeks after New Year's. But that whole 2-week process of having it open, I showed it to the person that eventually bought it. And it start now and refine as you go. You're planting the seeds of progress. But I'm getting back to the point, like if another winter's passing and you don't have your house on the market or you're not serious about selling, man, you're not doing nothing. You're going to waste your life. You're fucking freezing right now, man. It's 50 degrees. That's not cold. I know cold. I grew up in New Jersey. I know cold. I know 0 below. I lived in my car in 0 below. And I know Florida. Living a vida loca, sweating, juicy, tropical. And I know the Northeast. It's a hibernation zone. And I know that's the message in this video. Peace. Weather and climate matter.